Rightio, we might get straight into it then, eh? BK, you ready?
Yeah.
That's cool. Rightio, guys, welcome back to the podcast. A 42 first, actually, with this one. We've got this guest. I've actually been so stoked the second I realized he was coming on, because it's sort of a bit of a different street than what we usually go down. So, ladies and gentlemen, UFC up and coming superstar Jimmy Crute. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm great, boys. How you going?
Yeah, going good, man, mate. We've, as I said before, super stoked to get you on. But mate, what's been happening? You've just come off UFC 261, where you had a bit of an injury in that. So, talk us through the all post UFC's been.
Yeah, it was a few months ago now. I wanted to obviously get a fight in beforehand. I was supposed to fight in October, but got postponed. So I've just been staying busy training, and I've come down to Sydney this week to train with Rob Whittaker and Jacob Malcoon and stuff. So
you training?
We got plenty of work in this week. Yeah, but apart from that, just I live a pretty boring life in camp. So just been training and nothing else really.
Yeah, that's sick, man. Whereabouts do you post up when you're not fighting?
Melbourne.
No, you're down in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And you come to Sydney for your fight camps?
No, I've just come down for the week. But I train at Resune's Training Centre in Melbourne normally.
That's grouse, bro. That's grouse. So obviously, UFC 261. I actually remember putting up a story. I was just saying to Bryce about like your fight that day. That was a hectic fight, like especially with how like the injury including and that sort of stuff. So you want to walk us through sort of what sort of happened throughout that, or sort of want to break down a bit of what the injury actually was itself?
Yeah, so it's just a common perennial nerve. I think I had a little tiny bit of damage to it afterwards, but you know, that perennial nerve just if you get hitting it hard enough, it just stops your foot being able to flex up. And it didn't hurt, like fuck. It was just annoying because I couldn't step on my foot because it was numb.
Yeah.
But I knew that give me like a minute, give me 30 seconds, and it was going to come good. And you know, the doctor got me to come forward. I walked forward, no problem, and then on me step back. Me trying to convince him caused me to sort of step on it wrong and roll my ankle, and he called the fight off. But the injury itself wasn't actually that bad. It just looked a lot worse than it was. I did my hotel quarantine, and I was training every day in hotel quarantine to keep myself sane. And the day I got out, I went and sparred and got kicked in the leg, no problem.
Oh, true.
How frustrating is that for a doctor stoppage in a fight? I know it's out of your control, but how did you feel about it mentally after?
Oh man, I was so dirty afterwards. If you had asked me, it's probably a good thing I didn't get much media after the fight, because I was really dirty about the whole thing. But you know, it was just me being a whinge and being a sook. I look back on it now, and honestly, I wouldn't change anything. I've learned so much from the whole thing that you know, I had to fight a different style than what I did, and I didn't do my job properly, and that's it.
Yeah, what was your sort of approach going into that fight?
I wanted to land a big right hand on him, as everyone could tell. I was planning to grapple him later on in the fight. I wanted to get towards the end of the first round. I wanted to sort of feel where he's at grappling and get the fight in the ground. It was coming. My grappling was coming, but the whole prep was just too focused on what he was going to do and worrying about what he was going to do and what we were going to do off what he did, instead of me leading the dance. And I'm always at the best when I'm leading the dance.
Yeah.
When I'm putting the pressure on and what's the word for it? I don't know. Fucking.
You're the aggressor.
Yeah, and you know, forcing my game. I'm always better doing that. You know, I'm not a tall, rangy striker that can sit off and counter. I'm short and stumpy, and I need to get in and put pressure on guys, and I didn't do that.
Yeah, mate, that fight, I think, sort of gained. Would you say that fight sort of gained you the attention, like within Australia?
Yeah, I reckon my stock went up with it. I had a lot of people messaging me because, you know, even when my leg was dead, I managed to score 3 takedowns on him, and you know, I went from losing the round to dominating the round after the injury. So yeah, I think my stock run up. I just got to shoot. I just got to show what I already knew. Like, I know that I'm never going to fucking take a backward step or never going to lay down in a fight. I know that for a fact. It was just good to show everyone else that, you it's just not just talk. A lot of people will say they're willing to go out there on the shield and whatever, but I live and breathe that. So
Yeah, no, that's grouse, bro. So where did this all sort of begin for you, this whole MMA journey?
man, I can't even remember that. I get asked that question all the time, like, well, when did you start martial arts? Or I can't actually answer it. Like, I've done martial arts since I was like 8 years old, and I'm 12 years old is when I decided I wanted to be a UFC fighter.
Fuck.
So I had a few screws loose.
Still
do.
Did you play any sports growing up, or was it just always martial arts?
Nah, mate, I am terrible at everything except for fighting when it comes to sports. I played one game of footy, AFL that is.
Yeah.
Maybe boys will be disgusted. One game of footy, Aussie rules, and I played one game and that was it. I just realised how terrible I was. They put me on because they're like, just go tackle everyone. Just go tackle everyone with the ball. And I fucking clotheslined this kid so hard, he just about did a backflip, got sent off, and they're just like, oh yeah, this is probably not for you.
Yeah, no, that sounds like you should be in MMA. It's quite unique. So Melbourne's not so much of a big. I know it had the biggest UFC crowd like in history, but like Melbourne's not so much known for its fighting. So where did your sort of love came from? Like, did your old boy or old lady get you into it, or was it your mates doing it? What was inspiration?
Nah, man. My dad got us. We did karate when we were like 4 for like discipline and all that shit, but he never pushed me into it. I was the one asking him if I could go to start judo or start jiu-jitsu. Like, I was the one pushing him, and he was always like, mum and dad have always been very supportive, and dad, especially because he has had boxing background, he knows how hard the sport is.
Yeah.
All he used to say to me is, I'll support you until the end, like whatever happens, but if you don't give 100%, you won't have my support, because I know how dangerous the sport is, sort of thing.
Yeah, no, good advice though.
Yeah, and that's the support I got off my parents. They drove me everywhere, drove me to comps, drove me to training, paid for training, paid for comps, like when I was a kid. So yeah, they did everything for me in that respect. And yeah, what was the question? Something about
it was just where your love for the sport came up from.
Oh yeah, man, I don't know. I just I did like judo and stuff when I was 8, and I didn't really know what the UFC was or anything. I used to love WWE, and then when I started jits when I was 12, I heard the boys talking in the change room about UFC on the weekend or whatever. So I got on YouTube and searched it up, and man, as soon as I seen it, I was just like, I want to do this for a living.
Fuck, that's
I don't know what. A few screws loose, as I said before.
What do you like? Because I always think, like, especially watching these UFC events, I think, fuck, there's no way I could do that, because I'd be the biggest cat when it comes to being hit.
Yeah.
So obviously it comes a lot into it. Like, do you enjoy being hit, but how does that fear go out the window, or when you're in the octagon and you just forget about everything, or how do you really control it?
I'd say I don't enjoy being hit, but I love being in the in the firefight, like getting hit, throwing hits back, trying to slip, trying to weave, just like brawling. Like, getting hit, to me, it's probably not a good thing. In the past, I have taken too much damage in fights and caused a bit of criticism, like because I don't care. I got faith in my chin, and I'm probably not gonna get knocked out. And, but like, there's nothing more fun to me than being in the pocket and just going for broke, getting hit, hitting them back, trying to evade, trying to break their spirit, and trying to impose my spirit, like my spirit onto them, sort of thing.
Yeah, that's sick, man. I love hearing different like martial artists and that speak on that sort of stuff. And you touched on going into karate at such a young age, and like then going into judo as well. That all those parts of martial arts all are very disciplinary based, and all like you sort of got to have like that eye of the tiger in a sense of that you do enjoy that you do enjoy that contact, you do enjoy that grind. Have you always been like that with your training ethic and that, where you've always just been like I enjoy the grind?
Yeah, man. Ever since I was a kid, like I never skipped training to go to parties. I never skipped training to go chase girls. I never skipped training for anything. Like, training came first. I get everything else done, but training always come first to me. And I always say to everyone, like, you can do the sport for fun. You can train for fun. you can spar for fun, you can do all these things for fun. But if you don't enjoy fighting, if you don't find it fun, if you don't find the grind fun, you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Go work on site, make more money.
Yeah. That's a fucking very good piece of advice. Do you feel like a lot of UFC fighters in the modern day are sort of going for that bit too much of a showboat, and a lot of them are sort of in that like vibe of, I want to go out there and talk my shit, but I don't really give a fuck about the fighting. Like, I want to be out there.
Yeah, I say those guys love winning, not fighting.
Yeah.
They're in love with the idea of the glitz and glam, the attention that comes from, you know, being a big deal in the fight game. And man, I'm not for that shit. I fucking love just getting in there and having a scrap. But you know, it is enticing, man. A few times in my career, I've sort of had to check myself, because you feel like you have to be exciting. You feel like you have to say certain things, and if it's not your true character, you're just going to come off like a cockhead.
Yeah.
And you know, I've been in that position before. I look back at some of my old interviews and cringe. They're not that bad, but like, they're not me.
Yeah. Would you say you're sort of talking in a sense of like trying to copy the, like, I want to sell my fight at all costs?
No, I'm talking like trying to be, I don't know, like some of my post-fight interviews, I'm like, I get on the mic and I start screaming. I'm just like, mate, shut the fuck up. Who do you think you are, mate? You're from Bendigo and you're fucking on a UFC fight. Calm down.
Nah, that's sick, man. It's a whole part of the fight game though. But you touched on, you always want to be a UFC fighter. So when did you start doing this full time? When did this start to become like, oh shit, like this is a realistic career opportunity for me? And when did you sort of think that, like, fuck, I could genuinely make it?
Man, I always just knew I was going to make it one way or another. Like, I was going to make it, or I was going to fall flat on my face, and I wouldn't stop until there was no other option but to look elsewhere for a career path.
Yeah.
So I would say, like, when I was 12, I just put everything into it from when I was 12. You know, obviously there's a few slip ups. You know, teenagers do teenage shit, but I always stay consistent with my training, and I think I really, I don't know, I always knew I was going to do it no matter what. But I feel like it all became real probably my pro debut, when I first had my pro fight when I was 19. I sort of, you think you know what the fight game's about until you actually go through it.
Yeah.
And when I did it, I went, oh, this is better than I thought. And I thought it was going to be amazing. So.
No, that's grouse, bro. So like so you were 19 when you first started doing this full time?
No, I was still working up until I was working full time up until I was 22 when I got signed to the UFC. 21 or 22, I can't remember.
Did you go through the Dana White Contender Series? What was your pathway into the into debut?
Yeah, Dana White Contender Series. So I fought for exclusively for Hex Fight Series.
Yep.
Which is just a regional promotion. At the time, they were the best in the country. They're still one of the top promotions. And we were in contact back and forth for maybe a year or so, and then they offered me that Contender Series fight, and I said yes, even though I was booked for another fight. Smashed my fight out of the way, and then flew off to Vegas, and the rest is history.
That's insane. I love hearing these stories. So like when I obviously did a bit of research on you when I found out you're coming on the potty, mate. How many countries have you fought in?
Few.
Fuck. Yeah, I think there's like 10, 11, eh?
Nah, it wouldn't be that many. I've done Vegas, Vancouver, New Zealand, Jacksonville. And there's one. Oh, Abu Dhabi. Only 5.
Which one was your favourite?
Abu Dhabi was by far my favourite.
Yeah.
You party much over there?
Nah. Oh, yeah. Fuck. Abu Dhabi was fucked, man.
Yeah.
Because the fights were so early. So their time, they made it so it was Vegas nighttime. So it was, I think my fight was at 4 a.m.
Oh, what the fuck?
I remember that one.
So I had to get up.
Yeah.
I got up at 12. Just so they could sync up the fights with Vegas nighttime.
That's insane. So you had to fight. How did you deal with that?
I was fine. I just stayed on Aussie time.
Yeah.
While I was over there, because Aussie time it's 11 a.m. the fight only. So
yeah. So
it wasn't too bad.
So what's the
process? Yeah, but
sorry. Keep going.
I finished the fight. Got back to the hotel at 5:30. Started drinking. in the morning and just fucking kicked on through it. And about 4:30, my coach came down to see me. I'm just sitting there. I thought I was fine. Fucking got up. I was just sitting in the sun all day, so it's like 40 degrees. I got up to go to the bathroom, come back, and I'm just like, I can't see. I couldn't see. I had to fly home. It's fucked.
Oh, mate, experiences though, you couldn't buy that shit, eh? Like the average person here, especially here in Australia. So you got to soak it up while you got it, eh?
Yeah, man. That's a good piece of advice I always got was just take every opportunity that they give you.
Yeah.
Whether it be like, oh, do a meet and greet here, or do a signing here, or do this piece of media. Like, just take what's there, because it's not always there.
Yeah. Nah, it's grouse, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what's the process like getting over to the countries like that? Does Dana White fly you first class, or does he stick you in the back of the plane of the economy and say
first class will be nice? No, it's just economy. It's good during COVID though, because you get pretty much whole row to yourself, so you may as well be business class. You can lay down and shit, but now the flights are back open, it'll be back to sardines.
Yeah. So when you I'll go back to when you got onto the Contender. So what's the process with getting signed to the UFC? Did you get scouted or like I don't know what the right terminology would be in martial arts. Were people just rocking up at your fights, or did they hear hype about your fights and went to your fights, or?
A lot of different ways. So obviously you're going to make connection with the UFC before you get signed.
Yeah.
You normally, as a fighter, and you start coming up, you know someone with a contact to them.
Yeah.
You know someone that has mixed email, or the matchmaker for my weight class. You know someone with his email, or you start talking to managers, and they start doing the emailing for you. And I sort of back and forth, probably from my 5th pro fight, Mick was just like, yeah, just get a few more. We're super keen on you. We just want to see what you can do before you come over. And people send them highlight reels, people send them fights, people send them, I don't know how they get through it, man. They must get sent thousands of emails a week.
Yeah.
Up and coming fighters, and a lot of them probably bullshit too.
Yeah.
But they've got I remember getting scouted by someone that works for their talent relations team or something, just in my Instagram DMs. I didn't see it for a while. And I was seeing it a few weeks later. I was like, fuck. But
that's gone.
Nah, yeah, but normally, so the 2 ways you normally get signed are late notice fill-in. So they need a fighter. They can't find anyone, so they'll bring you in. Or Contender Series. Now it's mainly Contender Series, and they used to have the Ultimate Fighter as well.
Yeah,
I think they still have the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, those shows are good series to watch, especially like some of the old ones as well. But like when you first got into the Contender, when you first met Dana White, what was that whole experience like?
Man, it's so crazy. It feels like so long ago, but it was only like 3 years ago. But man, it was probably the best trip of my life, that Vegas trip. I had so much fun. Just like it just felt like when you set your expectations and you think that you've set them too high, and then they surpass that.
Yeah.
It's that whole, I think I was there for 12 days, and it was just the most amazing trip. And then meeting Dana in person, I was just like, fucking hell, like this feels like a movie.
Fuck, who were some of the other people you met around that time as well? Because there would have been a few ex-fighters and that hanging about, wouldn't there?
Yeah, I met Max Holloway, Anthony Pettis, nearly ran into Floyd Mayweather.
Oh,
that would have been so cool. But one of the team members that was with us ran into him in the elevator.
Yeah.
But I was just coming through the other way. That would have been pretty cool. Yeah, fucking Vegas, man.
Yeah, because all these people that you met, even when you finished your fight, and you would have been obviously so filthy, because that probably would have been the first, or one of the first. Oh no, you would have met Joe Rogan before that post-fight interview.
No, I only met Joe Rogan in the last one.
Oh, true. So walk us through what just when you're being interviewed by Joe Rogan, what are you feeling like this is like another pinch me moment, like this is surreal?
Nah, the one that got me was Bruce Buffer.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow, yeah.
Bruce Buffer, man. The first time I heard Bruce Buffer say Jimmy Crute from Bendigo, I was like,
wow, I've done it now.
Man, that was the coolest experience.
Nah, that's mad, bro. Fucking, it's so refreshing to hear like obviously we've got a few Australian fighters now, but like especially someone like yourself who's like a real like Aussie, like it's such, you know, it's a last of a dying breed. Like we obviously got Alex Volkanovski, who's a real diehard Aussie as well, but like it's nice to have like a few like real heart and soul Aussies. Not that Alex Volkanovski's not, but like it's just, you know, you can just you got the mullet, you got the whole look about it too.
Yeah, rough and tough.
Yeah, that's it, eh? Mate, so over the next few months going forward, what can we sort of expect to see out of your fighting? Do you have any fights lined up?
Yeah, I've got a fight in 3.5 weeks in Vegas.
Yep.
Take off in 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah. What UFC is that one?
It's the Jose Aldo Rob Font.
Oh fuck! We'll have to watch that for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good card.
Yeah. What fight are you?
So, I'm fighting Jamal Hill from the States.
Yeah.
Confident. Yeah, he's very confident. Very confident. Quietly confident. I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna fucking kick his ass and it's gonna be easy, but I know it's gonna be a tough fight. I know I'm gonna be challenged, but you know, I feel like I feel like I've got him everywhere, and there are certain areas that I have him a million miles over. Yeah.
No, that's grouse, bro. So like, are you on like because in the UFC you get signed to fight contracts of like 2, 3, 4, 5 fights. Are you on like did you get an extension from that last one? Because I think I read that was your last one of your first contract.
No, I've re-signed with them twice now. I've re-signed. I just signed a new 4-fight deal.
Oh, so you've just signed a new 4-fight deal?
Yeah, they want to keep me, which is nice.
Yeah, that's sick, because especially after that last one, like you had a lot, like there was a lot of people, especially I remember listening to the crowd as well. Like a lot of the crowd was starting to be like, oh fuck, like he's like, especially because there's a lot of fighters go in there and just trying to look after himself a bit too much, I reckon. And like, you know, you're going out there on the line.
I fight with a disregard for my own health. That's how I like to put it. I don't care what happens to me in there.
Yeah, fuck. That's sort of how you got to be as a fighter, though.
Yeah, a lot of, and you know what? Daniel Kelly said something to me when I first started, and he goes, "For a sport that's supposed to be full of tough guys, there are a lot of pussies." There are, man. I promise you.
I don't disagree, man. Like I think there's a lot of people that like the idea of being a fighter and like being, and you see it all the way from like the junior ranks all the way up, where people like the persona of being that fighter, because like. When you go to like local shows and that of like whether it be Muay Thai boxing, like whoever wins the main card, like you're the shit for the night. Like you're the person everyone wants to be around. You know.
Yeah, so. Man. Yeah, it's like when people criticize those high guys that are making a lot of money, like say like a John Jones or well, John Jones is a little bit different because he should know better by now. But when he was coming up in like 21 years old, and Connor when he was a bit younger, and just all these guys running amok, I'm just like, fuck, you wouldn't have any idea what it's like to be in their shoes. Like all these, you want to sit there and criticize and say, oh, you know, but I guarantee you, if you had $30 million plonked into your bank account,
like it'd change,
mate, you'd be doing the same shit.
Yeah, fuck yeah, especially if
partying like a motherfucker.
Yeah, like the money that like we're getting paid at like some stages, especially off like sponsorships and that. Like some of the sponsorships were paying more than the fucking UFC was.
Yeah, man.
Like that's
sponsorships are a very key player in this game.
Yeah, you got a couple of decent sponsors with you.
Yeah, I've got some really good sponsorships that have really supported me. I've got Unibet and Vital, and Vital Strength, which I'm super grateful for. They've helped me so much, like with products and obviously just like really good support. So
quick shout out, Vital Sport.
Does Unibet give you some sus bonus bets or what?
Yeah, you got any bonus for us or what?
10K.
Your fucking business day.
Nah, so Jimmy, mate, you got the UFC 2. What will this UFC be? The one coming up, UFC 2.
My one or this one?
Your one.
My one's a fight night.
Fight night. Right. So you
Aldo
got. You got that coming up, and obviously very excited. You're down in Sydney at the moment. You're just flying in there. So what's sort of like your fight camp going to look like over the next couple of weeks going into your trip over to Vegas?
Well, we'll blast out this week in Sydney. Come back to Melbourne, polish everything up. By the time you hit 2 weeks, a week out, the hard work's done, the heavy lifting's done.
Yeah.
just keep doing explosive exercises, keep that explosiveness and speed, especially. All the power's done, take all the power out.
Yep.
Get my weight down. Big weight cut for me. So
what are you fighting at?
93.
93.
Yeah. So got to drop 10 kilos.
Yeah.
When does that really focus the weight cut? Like a week before, 2 weeks before, or?
I'll start going into a little bit of a deficit about 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
And then the week I'll probably 8 days out, I hit a water load.
Yeah.
And I try not to talk about it too much because I never want anyone to like try and mimic what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they want to do it properly, they need to get a nutritionist.
Right.
Because you can't just Google this shit, man. Like fighters, like they can fuck it up really badly and get really sick.
Yeah.
So
have you struggled with weight cuts before?
Nah, not really. I make weight pretty easy. I do big sauna sits though, which fucking is the worst.
Yeah.
I did my last one. I saw the UFC PO. I didn't quite fuck it up, but there was a miscommunication, and they didn't let us know that they took my salt out way too early. So I ended up holding a shitload of water.
Yeah.
So I had to do I think 6.5 kilos in the sauna the night before.
Yeah.
Normally I do 4.5.
That's, bro, that like especially weight cuts, they're such a crazy thing to watch. You know, in like when you because my sister's she's a Muay Thai fighter, so she's had a couple of weight cuts.
Yeah, man.
And it's fucking insane to see the process of that, like the last like 4 hours when you're trying to drop like you still got like 3 kilos to drop in like 4
female fighters have it worse, man. It's so much harder for them to cut the weight.
Fucking oath, bro. Like it's honestly like, especially like when they're weighing in, like they can look so sick, like physically ill.
Some really bad weight cuts out there. Well, how's Paulo Costa the other day? Couldn't make weight, decides to fight up a weight class. Ends up he's supposed to be 10 kilos lighter than me for his fight weight. Decided to like last minute to fight the weight class up. Ended the fight at the same weight I entered the fight at.
Fuck.
So for him to cut the middleweight is fucking crazy,
dude. It's oh man, fuck. Because I'm like some of the worst weight cuts I've probably ever seen be like fucking when McGregor was dropping.
Oh, that was
he looked like he looked sick, man. He didn't look healthy, eh?
Yeah, man. But you know what? Like if you do it properly and you rehydrate properly, there's putting on 10 kilos overnight and fighting 10 kilos heavier than what you're weighing in is not a big deal.
I could say it's actually you don't really like feel it that much on fight day.
Nah, man. My last one, I think I walked in the cage at 102 and a half, and I felt fucking amazing.
Yeah, no, that because the thing is as well is because you've got like nothing in your system, you're flushing it all out. So the second you eat like good proteins and that sort of shit, you just feel energized.
I feel like even a little bit of a weight cut's probably a good thing, just to flush out your body.
Yeah.
Have nothing heavy sitting in there, but I know I could be wrong. Science could disagree with me.
No, I think you're spot on, bro. So that's the whole hype around like that intermittent fasting and how people go on like a 3-day like juice cleanse at the start of weeks and shit, like just to flush out all the shit in their body. Because you got like they say you can have like upwards of like 5 kilos worth of just rubbish just sitting in your gut. So they're definitely will be some science to it. That's for sure. Mate, hardest part about being a fighter.
Hardest part about being the fighter is the grind.
The grind.
So it's not depends where you train it, because some people don't fucking train very hard, but we have a lot of guys come in and do work with us.
Yeah.
And they can handle 1 session, 2 sessions, 3 sessions, 4 sessions.
Yeah.
But when they've got to back it up the next week, back it up the next week, back it up the next week, or even back it up the next day, you see a lot of people drop off like flies because it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
But I love it, man. It's the hardest part about it, but it's one of the parts that I love the most about it. Like I get to wake up every day and go train for a living, and it's something that I'm super grateful for. But for most people, it's the worst part about it.
Yeah. No, it's like that's what I hear. Like especially like, you know, with athletes in general, like just how you can just feel good on a daily basis. You look good. You got such a mental, clear mind. Like you feel like you can just conquer anything. I think that's where a lot of people talk.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Well,
sometimes you feel like garbage.
Really? You feel the
Right.
wear and tear of like consistent sparring and that sort of stuff?
Like, it's just peaks and valleys, man. And the one advice I always give the up and coming fighters is to learn to ride the waves, because you might have the best week of your life.
Yeah.
It's probably the same with other sports. You might have your best performances in training for 1 week, and then the next week be absolute fucking dog shit. You got to the most important thing I tell people is just to learn to enjoy both parts of it and realize that it's normal. It's normal to feel like shit some weeks. It's normal to have bad performances in the gym. It's normal to have off days, off weeks. So that's one. But once you don't let it get you down, it's so much better.
Yeah, no, it's mad, bro. It's such an awesome mindset as well, like that whole fighter's lifestyle of just like, you know, that kill or be killed, and then just like being able to like just channel all those emotions and just put it into training and put it into the next job you got coming up. Like
you've got to find something that drives you. That's for sure.
Yeah, because that's the thing as well, is that like it's such a discipline to continue turning up to those sessions that aren't necessarily that fun. You know, you could be just getting in the gym, and like you got to do it, but you got to make sure you're doing it with an attitude that's like, yeah, I want to be here.
Yeah, bro. The difference between you can do the same exercise, but just do it with a shit attitude, and do it with a good attitude, and the gains you'll make from a good attitude, like you'll just, I don't know, like even like bodybuilders and stuff, if they're just fucking busting out reps and not really giving a fuck, compared to someone that's doing everything like properly with a good form, good everything, their gains will go through the roof.
Yeah,
compared to the other person who's just fucking around.
Yeah, because I've heard Mike Tyson speak on it, and he says the difference that separates fighters in the modern day, and especially like back when he was fighting, is that like the fighters that do okay are the fighters that turn up, train, and just do it, just get through the session. The other ones get like turn up, and they don't necessarily want to be there, but they do it like they love it. And
I like that quote. Yeah, just do the shit like you love it. Yeah,
exactly. You've seen the bit of, I don't know if it's on Joe Rogan.
Yeah. I think it's off his hot box.
Yeah, hotboxing. Yeah, no, it's you know, Mike Tyson's such a good inspiration on that sort of shit, because he was just such an animal to speak on that sort of stuff.
Yeah, bro. Like, here's someone someone's such a like Mike Tyson, the biggest savage when he was fighting, and when he like opens up about shit like that, you just got to open your ears and listen, eh?
Yeah, big time. Like, and speaking on good fighters, who did you sort of look up to coming through?
Coming through, or when I was like a kid?
Yeah, when you're a kid, like who's someone that you've always sort of been like, that's that guy there, I look up to him, and I want to be like that. I want to be like that guy.
A few guys. I think I used to like just go on YouTube and just watch Muhammad Ali videos over and over again when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I love Muhammad Ali. Sam Greco, my coach, he was the first kickboxing fight I ever watched.
Oh shit! How sick.
Yeah, so been a fan of Sam Greco since I think I seen that when I was like 14.
Yeah.
And he was at school when we had to jot down some of our heroes. Sam Greco was one of my heroes.
Yeah. Oh man, that's
and now he's my coach. It's fucking cool.
Story.
Yeah. Who else? There's BJ Penn when I was a kid. Chuck Liddell. Just all the OGs, man. All the OGs.
Yeah, no, I feel a few of them, especially Muhammad Ali, the GOAT. Mate, we touched on the hardest part about being a fighter. What's the best part about being a fighter?
The fight.
The fight? The fight week?
The fight. Nah, just the fight. Fight week's great. I enjoy fight week. I'm one of the few fighters that actually enjoy it all.
Yeah.
I enjoy the weight cut. Like I don't enjoy the weight cut, but I like the weighing in. I like the face-offs. I like all that shit.
Yeah.
But the fight itself, I like being backstage. I like making the walk. I'm a bit crook in the head. Most people don't like that.
Yeah.
But when you touch gloves and they say fight, and from there on, that's the best part.
Yeah, fuck yeah, bro. That seems like it. Can you walk us through like what the emotions are like when you get the tap on the door? It's your turn to go out now, and you got your team with you into the octagon. You get in there, like there's a massive build up into it, you know, and then it's all just about to go. Like, walk us through those moments.
Bro, I've had different experiences my whole career. My last 2 fights have been similar. I've learned how to control it all, but I've been from sitting backstage fucking thinking I should get a job at Bunnings instead.
Yeah.
To planning my retirement speech because I didn't want to fucking go out.
Shit.
Wouldn't have, like, But I was just like, fuck, if I lose this, I'm done. I'm never doing this again.
Yeah. You get, especially like that, having that winner's mindset. You don't want to be that person that's chucking up too many L's.
Well, I was going to ask.
Yeah, but I was just like, I never would have, like, but that's just what goes through your head. You're just like, fuck this. Like, I'm done. This is not as fun as I thought it was. This is shit. But then my last 2 fights, I literally said to my coaches backstage, I go, there is nowhere else in the world that I'd rather be like right now. There is not a time, date, or place that I would rather be right now. This is where I belong. And I feel like that's my mindset. Everyone performs differently off different mindsets, but that's my mindset.
Yeah, that's
that I perform best off. I think
such a clean mindset to have, especially in the fight game.
So, yeah, it's like I can relate to a lot of fighters when they say like backstage they're fucking like they don't want to be there or whatever. But for me, I'm at my best when there's nowhere else in the world that I'd rather be.
Yeah, no, that's it, bro. That's it.
Yeah, I was going to say, so you're 10-2 in your career. How'd you take your first loss, or like afterwards? Were you gutted that you finally got that one next to the 10, or however?
I'm never given a fuck about a record.
Mm-hmm.
I really haven't. I don't. When I first got in the sport, I couldn't even be. I still can't. I cannot give a fuck about being a world champion. Cannot give a fuck about being undefeated. Cannot give a fuck about whatever. But when it happened, I thought I took it pretty well. I thought I was at least I thought I was taking it really well. But then I got home, started drinking a lot, started partying a lot. Fucking just put on like 10 kilos. Was just doing shit that I never thought I'd do. And then I like woke up one time and I was just like, fuck this, man. Like, I'm being a fucking sook about this. I didn't realize that it was affecting me so much. So I went and spoke to someone, cleared out everything from my mind, writ some new goals down, writ some reasons why I do shit and all that. And yeah, man, it really turned it around for me, because before that I had a lot of self-confidence issues and self-belief issues. But I found just writing out why I do things and why I do this sport and all that shit, just like, now I don't care, man. I just do it because I love it.
Yeah.
But the pressure that fighters put on themselves is a little bit of pressure is good. You got to have a little bit of pressure to drive you, but if you have too much pressure, it just crushes you. And that's what I sort of had.
Yeah, no, it's sick, bro. It's sick to see like you coming around and like, I've watching a couple of your fights on YouTube and that sort of stuff. And I feel like you're just carrying yourself differently in your more recent fights rather than when you sort of first came into the scene. Does it sort of feel like that?
Yeah, definitely, man. When I first came into the scene, I was just faking it till I made it.
Yeah, and now
I had fucking no idea what I was doing. I was just winging it, mate.
Yeah. And now you sort of feel like now you're in your bit more of your own element.
I've got a purpose now, and I know what I have to do to win fights now. Yeah. I can study an opponent, and I know where I'm going to beat him, and I know why I do this. I know exactly why I'm making that walk.
Yeah.
But before I was just like, oh, I like to fight. I'll just do this, and I'd look at opponents, and I look back. I used to look at fighters and be like, how the fuck did I beat him?
Yeah.
He's better than me. When he wasn't. He wasn't better than me. He's not better than me. But I used to be like, how the fuck did I actually beat him?
Fuck. So it's a bit like more of a shock. You were sort of happy to go in there and just be a part of it, sort of thing.
Not so much be a part of it. Like I obviously wanted to win and do that, but like I didn't actually think I was fucking that good.
Yeah. Well, no, it's sick to see you come on the other side of it, man. Like, especially, touching on, going to go see someone just to clear it up and that, takes a lot of courage and, to put yourself in a position to be
I'll give a shit. I didn't actually go see a sports psych. I seen my strength and conditioning coach at the time.
Yeah.
Tom Frost, he helped me so much.
Yeah.
And he didn't do much. Like I did a lot, but like he didn't actually do that much. If I was like to word out what he did, it wasn't that much, but to me, it fucking changed the whole game for me.
Yeah, it meant the world to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's sick, man. It's sick. So, I've got to touch on it. We touched on it just before, but you've got to walk me through the mullet. Where does it come from, and is it here to stay?
It is here to stay, mate. So I wanted to have a mullet for so fucking long. I had one when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I tried to grow one a few times, but I couldn't so the thing with a mullet, you can't, like, growing one's hard.
Yeah, fuck yeah. You got to get that nice length at the back.
Like, some people cheat and just grow the whole thing long and then chop it off. But to grow a mullet from scratch, like, I had to fade and shit, and I grew this. It looks fucking garbage up until it gets to where it is now.
Yeah.
So you just got to put up with having a shit haircut for fucking 6 months. And then, so it's a lot of work. Like, when I say it's a lot of work, it's a lot of work. And
so it's not just
even now, like, so
it's not just a little piss take cut you and the boys done. This
No.
is effort. This is
it's
effort.
a fucking lifestyle, bro.
Yeah, fucking rate it, brother. I love it.
Yeah, the thing is, mate, like, like, before I had a mullet, I used to go get my hair cut every 4 weeks. I gotta get this thing fucking trimmed up every 2 weeks, or else it looks shit. It's not as simple as people think.
Yeah,
So
no.
I'd like a little bit of respect put around this fucking thing.
Yeah, no, we'll get around it. We'll get a couple of posts done up for you for your next fight. We'll chuck them up for you, eh? Mate, what's a post fight look like for you?
It's different now.
Yep.
It's different now. I used to just party until I fell down.
Yep.
Now, I try not to drink anymore.
Yeah.
I don't really want to drink.
Yeah.
So I'll probably. Sorry.
Why is that? Why don't you want to drink?
I just don't feel like anything good comes out of it.
See,
I've never got on the piss and done something that's benefited my life.
Yeah, well, see, that's like, because the reason I ask is not to put you on the spot, but like I've just gone this year off the piss as well, and I've noticed how much my life's changed for the better, and in every way, shape, and form.
You still hanging out with the same people?
No.
Yep.
So like, you get off the piss and you notice like a lot of your close friends that like were your drinking buddies and your drinking friends. They don't got time, or not that they don't got time for you. It's just that like when you're not in that scene, it's like, well, I'm not going to go see Jacko, just to go hang out with him. Like, we drink together. Like, it's
it's like, and like you can't fucking go hang out with people that are drinking when you're sober. It's the worst.
That's it. It's the most pits feeling. I did it on Saturday night for the first time about maybe 4 months, and it was the most fucked feeling. Just, people come and chew in your ear, and people on different levels.
And then you realise that you were that guy.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I was that guy, and I was that guy that would like to be the life of the party and just go way too hard and just make a bit of a dick of myself. But like, life off the day, it's a bit different. When was the last time you had a drink?
Oh fuck. Before camp. Before last time I got pissed was before camp.
Yeah.
So I can't even remember. But if I feel like one, I'll have one.
Yeah. Well, if you can just enjoy one, man, I give full credit to anyone who can just enjoy it and that be their little socializing. But especially for someone like me, it's just such a big, I don't know. I feel like I talk about it a lot on this podcast. I'm starting to really bring it up, but I just want to. I had someone message me today about it. One of the boys messaged me about like how to get off it. So it's on.
I've like one rule, and that's like, if your mate wants to clean up and get off it, don't ever fucking call him a pussy. Don't ever make them feel shit for wanting to improve themselves.
Yeah.
Like that's one of my very few fucking rules in life is. Don't make someone feel shit for trying to improve their life.
Yeah, well, see, it's funny you say that, because I remember like first speaking to Lynchy about me when I got off the piss, because obviously love partying with Lynchy, and fuck, I remember being so like anxious to tell him, because I was like, fuck, he's gonna hook into me here. And the first thing he goes, no, respect, brother, respect, love it.
He's the best. He's the best. Lynchy, get out the Lynch pin.
How did you meet the pin?
Through Duke Didier.
Ah, rightio. So
I'd spoke to Lynchy like fucking 10 times on the phone with Duke before I met him.
Yeah.
And then I met him up in where was it, Queensland, at a fight show that we were all cornering up there.
Yeah.
And we're just like acting like we're best mates forever.
Bro, he's the funniest cunt, honestly.
The best.
Bro, mate, so what do you think's what's sort of your goal post UFC?
Post UFC.
We'll go post fighting.
Post fighting. Oh, if I ever got cut from this seat, that would probably be it.
Oh, really?
I'd definitely want to have a few striking fights, like boxing or kickboxing.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I haven't thought that far ahead. I thought like maybe open a gym, maybe take on a few select fighters. It depends how much money I make in my career. If I can make enough just to do what I want,
yeah,
I'll probably just get like four or five fighters that I like, that I see potential in, and just do like just fighters.
Yep.
And that would probably be ideal. I probably wouldn't want to waste, like, not waste, because you get a lot out of it, but I wouldn't want to commit myself to something as big as running a gym or something.
Yeah.
So I'd just like have a few guys that I can sort of take under my wing and sort of help try and get them to the big stage.
Yeah, no, that's a sick way to look at it, bro. And honestly, fucking, especially at the moment where there's so many like promoters and stuff out there that are just trying to make cash off young kids, I feel like a lot of them really appreciate having an extra guy to look after them.
Yeah, mate. Promoters and managers, you can get some real fucking bad ones.
Yeah, because everyone's so money hungry, man. Like the boxing game in Australia at the moment is looking like such a shit show just because of how many people are just trying to make money off fucking ex-footy players and shit.
Yeah,
mate.
It's fucking.
If everyone can make money, it's a great thing. But if the guy, like, say like management, if the managers aren't getting you stuff outside of the fight purse, why should they take your fight purse? Why should they take a percentage of your fight purse? That's your fighting. If what they're making you outside of that is more than what they're taking from the fight purse, then that's great.
Yeah,
because you wouldn't be getting it anyway. But if they're taking money from here that you're earning and not getting anything over here, fuck them off.
Yeah. No, 100%, bro. I think a lot of fighters are starting to become really woke to the fact that promoters and managers can be like that.
Yeah, man.
But bro, we come towards the back end of the podcast. Maybe we do a little bit of like a get to know. So pretty much just like short, sharp questions. You just answer them as honest or as dishonest as you'd like. Mate, favorite sport? I feel like I already know the answer to this one.
Favorite sport? Yeah, MMA.
Yeah.
Outside, other than MMA, league.
League? You're a leaguey?
Yeah.
Who's your team?
Storm.
Oh, fuck.
Watch any of the NFL, NBA?
Hey?
Watch any of the American sports, the NFL, the NBA, or?
I can't stand American sports, man.
Really? Wow.
A bit like me, Jimmy. A bit like too intelligent to watch that stuff.
I can't do it, man. I tried to watch NFL and I was just like, fuck, this is so shit.
Slow A.
I was like, stop and starting, get fucked.
Yeah, let's get a bit of fatigue into it, eh? Mate, favorite nightclub in the world?
Favorite nightclub in the world?
Yeah.
I don't have one. Maybe Omnia in Vegas was pretty fun.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Would that be one of your favorite places to party, Vegas?
Yeah, Vegas was a lot of fun. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Favorite food?
Favorite food? Fuck. Fried chicken.
Favorite movie?
Movie? I don't really watch much. Maybe Shrek.
Yes. Shrek getting a shout out on the potty.
Yeah.
Fucking beautiful. Favorite song going at the moment?
Favorite song? The Stroke by Billy Squire.
Oh yeah, track. And this last one, mate. I'll leave it on this one. It's a bit of a deep one. What do you want to have achieved by the end of your fighting career?
I just want to know that I gave it everything I had. So whether a world title comes with that, whether Hall of Fame comes with that, whatever fucking comes with it, if I can end my career and say I did everything I had, I exhausted every avenue, and I gave it the biggest red hot crack I could, I'll be happy.
Well, Jimmy, you're doing it. You're doing a very good job at it so far, brother. And I thank you very much for coming and being a part of 42 podcast in this episode. And mate, we'll be supporting you. I actually put a story up earlier this year saying you're one of my favorite fighters now because of that fight. So you got our support here, mate. And once again, like for those that are listening, Jimmy, I don't even know Jimmy, just met him through a mate, and he was so good, kind to us to reply to us on Insta and sort of tee up a little Zoom call so we get a little bit of insight before his next fight. So all the best in your next fight, mate. Wish you all the best. And yeah, mate, have to show some support. Might see you on the Insta soon, eh?
Yeah, for sure, boys.
Legend, brother. Thank you.
Hey, boys.
Boom. Easy.
Sweet.
Cheers, brother. I appreciate that fucking heaps, eh?
Nah, no stress, bro.
Fucking legend, brother. Well, mate, all the best in your fight. All the best with your training and that. And we'll see you on the big screen, eh?
Good luck, brother.
All right, bro.
All right, my man.
Say, boys. Fuck.